Imagine you're at mile 22 of a marathon. Your legs feel like lead. Everything hurts. You look ahead and you see that yellow and black singlet. You give a nod. They give a nod. You don't know their name, but you know something about them. They've probably run 3 marathons this month. You think Marathon Maniac?
But imagine something different. Imagine running with a group where everybody knows your name, your coffee order, and exactly why you're crying at mile 22. Today, we're talking about the different tribes of running, from the Marathon Maniacs to urban run crews, to track clubs to social run groups. Because depending on who you run with, running can feel like a competition, a community, a tribe, or something worse.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences that make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis. I'm a self-admitted lazy ultra runner.
And I'm Mitch. I just wanted to have fun with that introduction.
That was fun.
Today we're talking about, just different run groups.
Mm-hmm.
It's a national challenge. Really, we're going to start with Marathon Maniacs.
Yeah.
A national challenge built club around volume and frequency of racing. Kind of something I got into early on.
Yeah. Just like the finish line is a target. You set a goal. You talk to some people and you find out, what's that? What's this? And they're kind of cool singlets the first time you see them. You're like, what's that all about?
Well, it was funny because I was kind of doing some dumb stuff at first and doing multiple things. And somebody mentioned this, you should become a Marathon Maniac. So really getting into what a Marathon Maniac is. Membership is based on running multiple marathons within a specific time window.
Mm-hmm.
I hit that on my 3rd marathon. Well, it was probably my 4th or 5th around that time, but I didn't sign up right away because I didn't know. But to get to start, 2 marathons in a weekend or 3 marathons within 90 days, and you're in the club. Then you get to pay a membership fee and buy yourself a yellow singlet and see other people out on the course that are doing the same thing, basically.
You become part of a group of runners who, for the most part, have decided that this is part of their life in a big way.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing these things, not a lot of people run 2 marathons in a weekend or in a weekend, or 3 marathons in 9 days. It's just not a lot of people do that, or at least didn't used to.
You see it more now, or at least, within that 90-day period, like everybody, like when I first started running, it's like, oh, I only run 1 marathon a year because
or a couple.
or maybe 2. And it's like, this is crazy. But now you see more people that do that stuff.
Or do we see more people because of who we're hanging out with?
That could be.
I think if you took the percentage of people in the marathon, it's a small percentage that do this level of running.
Well, it's just funny. The people, the little running group we have at work, and we talk to people. So one of the girls, she got into Boston, so she's running Boston. Well, that's not enough, so I may as well do Boston to Big Sur, which is a week later, kind of a thing. Well, I just found out this week she signed up for another marathon the week before Boston, so she's basically doing 3 in 3 weeks. I'm like, oh,
wow,
good for you. I think.
Yeah.
But Boston is her last of the majors. I think I would probably concentrate on Boston and at least getting that done first. But
yeah,
who am I to judge?
Yeah, everybody runs for something different. Everybody runs each race for something different. For her, it seems like Boston is not like, oh, I want to go out and crush it. It's just another race. It's one of the majors. Check it off the list.
But this is why the Marathon Maniacs was created in the first place. So it's a group of people that really don't know each other, but they have something in common. So it's really interesting. So there's more ranking levels. I mean, you can keep going. And some of these people have run hundreds,
Yeah.
and even thousands of marathons.
Yeah, let me breeze through this really quickly. Here's some levels. Bronze level, that's what Mitch mentioned first. 2 marathons in 16 days, 3 marathons in 90 days. Silver level, you got to do 3 marathons in 16-day time frame. She's just outside that. So she can't get the silver level. 6 marathons in 6 consecutive calendar months. 8 to 11 marathons in 365 days. And it goes up from there. So then gold, you've got a whole bunch more. Iridium, you go up a whole bunch more. For example, 4 marathons in 23 days. Ruthenium level, which is where Mitch is at.
4 marathons in a 9-day window.
4 marathons within a 9-day window. Or 3 marathons within 3 days. You haven't done that?
I have not. That's hard to do because
It
you got to get a
is
Friday.
finding...
And again, it gets into what I'm not about because you got to pick one that might be those little loops or it's somebody's backwoods race. And I like the big races. I like to sign up for something and I like that challenge on top of it.
Yeah. It continues. Osmium level. I don't know if I'm saying these right. Maybe 31 to 37 marathons in 365 days. Palladium level. It keeps going. Platinum level. And then you have titanium level, which is where Brian sits.
He did 55 marathons in 365 days.
Overachiever. Right. You only need 52.
But what's funny between the platinum level and the titanium level?
1 marathon.
And on top of that, it's the difference of 8 stars or 10 stars. There's no 9-star.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. Like there's no way, there's kind of a joke. I'd give my 9th star, and there's no 9th star.
But even the platinum level, 7 continents in 7 days. That to me seems harder I shouldn't say that.
That's harder than, I don't know.
Well, because I was thinking that, but it's only 7 days. So then it's just about the travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a marathon every single weekend of the year, that's hard.
Yeah.
Like that is, the logistics are hard, the body, I mean, as long as you stay healthy, but you got to stay healthy for the entire year.
Well, Brian, I think part of that, he did 8 in 8 days.
That did help.
That helped him,
8 or 9. I think it was 9. He bookended the 7 and 7.
Yeah.
I feel like he bookended the 7 and 7.
You'll have to comment.
Yeah. But anyway, that's Marathon Maniacs. That is a group and some of the crazy things that you can get into. With you running, especially early on when you were wearing your bib, did you run into other maniacs and just be like, hey, I'm a maniac.
Yeah.
Let's chit chat.
It's kind of funny. And I've stopped wearing the singlet. Like I don't wear it that often anymore. Partially it doesn't fit anymore, but
you can order bigger sizes.
Right.
Oh, did you need smaller?
I refuse. Yeah, no, it's not smaller. But it's interesting hearing people's story. It's something that drives people together and you run together and you'll talk about it. Well, what have you done? What have you done this year? And it's like, and everybody, it's like this humble brag when you're running. Right.
Yeah.
And I've kind of gotten away from that. It's like, it's not why I run. Not that it's bad. It's just, I don't know. I like to blend in more.
Yeah.
And just kind of run my own race. And then if there's coming the other way, you're always waving and, that's kind of fun, but it's like.
Didn't you end up meeting somebody and traveling with them and getting to know them through the Maniacs Club specifically?
Yeah,
You're like,
that's how I met Pete that we had on, and he listens. So yeah, that's how we met. Is that we met on a message board, and it was cool. We got together and we did multiple races that way.
Yeah, that's cool. Now let's look at something a little bit different. The social running crew. Okay, so we're going to shift here a little bit, and this is basically, I wouldn't say it says that it's the exact opposites of the Maniacs, but it's just different. These groups are often younger, city-based, very social. Examples of these would be midnight runs, bridge runs, brewery runs. I used to like those. Coffee runs. For these types of groups or crews, you'd say the run itself often is just a warm-up to the event that happens after.
We did this all the time too. So I was still a maniac back then, but we did a lot of this. So you would run.
The brunch.
Well, yeah, we used to run. We'd do trail runs, 20 milers, and then eat this huge breakfast.
Yeah.
That was the blast. We'd run just so we could do that.
Yeah. And that's fun. That's a thing. Mm-hmm. Especially in the winter. I did like that when we used to meet in Hudsonville and do like a run during the winter and then eat at Rainbow.
We used to do that in Granville. We'd run from
Granville.
We'd run from Granville, go out on the Kent trails, and then come back and have breakfast. Yeah.
That was always fun to me. The brunch, the drinks, the hanging out, meeting the people. And I have done that a little bit, and I've done that in Holland where I just met up with a group that ran on Wednesdays. Very social. That's what it was all about. Matter of fact, they would pick destinations based on like the establishment giving a drink ticket for like doing this. So, and it was good. It says the vibe isn't about collecting medals. It's about belonging to something.
That's why I stopped.
You didn't want to belong to something?
Yeah.
Or there were no medals?
Yeah, no medals.
Oh, so what's the point?
You know, that's a funny story is we used to take turns when I first started running and meeting at people's houses, and we'd run from something and do breakfast afterwards. So we did it because everybody had young kids, and we'd take turns watching people's kids. And I remember somebody in our group, she ran her first ever half marathon that day, like, that distance. So we took and we had a paper plate that was, probably had some food stains. I think she still has it, and drew on like the Jack Wagon half marathon and put some yarn on it and hung it around her neck.
Oh, that's funny.
But that was fun.
That's fun. That is fun. Just like I think of when you used to have the burger challenge after the Grand Rapids Marathon, it was just fun.
And half the people would wear their medals there.
Yeah. It was just a really good time.
It was.
And we did have a fair amount in the same group. I was early on, like getting to know you at that time, but a lot of those same people all ran together in some way, shape, or form. And there were so many like connect the dots. Well, I run with him on Tuesdays. I run with him on Wednesdays. I run with him. It's like all these people are linked through.
We knew all the same people. We just didn't know each other that
What's the game of
the
20
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon thing, just with running.
Everybody knows Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. And then there's the performance clubs. We're going to shift gears again, literally, into high gear.
I wouldn't know anything about this.
I don't think I've ever been a part of a performance club. No.
We had groups that did this by accident, but not specifically this.
Yeah. So these groups are more focused on PRs, structural training, coaching, speed work. Think of things like track Tuesdays, interval workouts, tempo runs, marathon build cycles. The social glue here is shared suffering. Yeah, I've never been a part of this. I think it's an interesting concept. If I was early on in my running career again, maybe I might look at this because like Mark has been a part of one. I think Van Kooy, he was doing the one in Holland.
It's still a drinking club. But
it was social, but they did very specific workouts with the intent of getting better.
They are structured in some way. Yeah.
Yes. That's a good way to put it, structured. It says if you've ever run 400-meter repeats on a cold Tuesday morning, you know exactly what this is. There's a lot of these groups out there. There's a lot of groups. You do have to search for them a little bit more specific because they're not as out there.
And like it says, there is criteria.
Yeah.
Like to be able to you have to be accepted into those groups.
Yeah, because they've all got a focus, and the focus is getting faster, and you can't come in and just want to like chit chat all day long. And like
I can show up in my knee socks and
I mean, you can show up in what you want, but it's about getting faster.
I just think of those commercials where you show, it's like
the wrong person showing up. Yeah.
It'd be me.
Yeah. So think of things like sub-3 marathon, sub-4, certain pace groups, a lot of pacing, I'm sure. So, and the question they threw out at this, which I'll just say the question. Is that motivating or is it intimidating? My initial response was both.
Right. Yeah.
I think it can be motivating for the right person.
I think it's where you're at.
Yeah.
So if you're right on the edge, it could be very motivating. And if you're having a bad day, it can be really intimidating.
Well, and I would say
it's not there.
For a lot of people, it would be intimidating, period, because these seem like professionals and things like,
But a lot of new runners, they won't run in groups because they don't think they can keep up. So for new runners especially.
Well, and I would say most groups other than that one, you can keep up.
Yeah.
That's not what those groups are about.
Right.
Like they're just typically not. I will say that. Like if anybody takes anything away from this podcast, this specific one, most groups that I have even dabbled in, and it's been several, and you've been in a ton more, they're very, very inclusive. People
are accommodating.
Yeah.
They'll split it up and they'll say, hey, this group is going this fast, this group is going this fast, and they'll split people up and say, hey, run with these people.
And what's awesome is sometimes you'll get into these groups and this guy is fast. Like he's let's say a 245er. And he's like, no, I'll hang in the back. I'm cool. I'll just, he just wants to have fun. That's his easy workout day or something like that.
Yep.
Man, and that guy, how motivating is that? He might be this like super talented runner and he's sharing, road time with a 10-minute pace.
It makes me think about even like, I think Dan that we've had on has been is in kind of that group. And he caught me a couple weeks ago and he came up next to me and he's like, how's it going? Horrible. And he ran with me for a little bit. Here I'm thinking, I'm dying to do a 12-minute mile and he's going, he's run marathons twice that speed.
Yeah.
And everybody out there, even these faster guys are very accommodating and and they care about the sport more than they care about their speed sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Next group is the Running for a Cause group. These are the groups that are very mission-based, groups that organize runs around community impact. Think of things like Vision. Is it Vision?
Team World Vision. Hope for Water is another one.
Examples also might include picking up trash while running. That's an interesting one. I think I have heard of a group doing that, but I don't know how that would work.
What's funny is I run with the guys at the zoo and they're all older guys. Dennis always picks up cans.
Yeah.
So you can hear him. But then he fell the other day and all you hear is cans clatter.
He was on, right?
Yeah, we had him on. But yeah, he'll be 77 this year, he told me.
Wow.
And he's out there every time and he brags about how much he makes off cans, but it's probably more work than he's making. But he's cleaning up.
You know what? That's the thing. Man, he is making such an impact on a larger scale. And you might think, oh, he's just picking up a few cans. Well, but if that's one person, one person did that on every trail, that's a massive impact.
And Gary will organize things like out there in Millennium Park about, hey, this road is looking really bad. And he'll get people to help him pick up, or he'll just do it himself.
That's cool. They support local businesses, run charity miles, promote neighborhood awareness, these kinds of things. The miles matter, but the impact matters more with these groups. Segment 5, group 5, I should say. These are the recognition versus relationship. This might be the biggest difference between running groups. In a club like Maniacs, your social capital often comes from a low membership number, a high ranking number of marathons completed.
And that's true. You hear them like, hey, I'm below, I've got a 3-digit number because they're up to like 15,000 or something, probably more. That's the last
Maniacs?
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
So my number is 4798.
And you keep your same number?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
And then it just shows, and that's a big deal. It's like they have stats, like how many you've done in it this year. 0.
That's about to change. Did you do one last year?
No.
Oh.
I had surgery in February.
You should have pushed that back just a little.
Try to do.
Got groundhog in.
I was falling apart.
Yeah, true.
I'm falling
That's
apart
true.
still.
That was the first year in how long?
Since I started.
So yeah, it's a resume of running achievements, that kind of a thing. Moving on, we have the traveling circus versus the local route or route. Another contrast would be some runners become sport tourists.
That's me too. I love that.
Yeah, right now you've definitely shifted into that.
Yeah, traveling
category.
all over the country or further just to do races.
Examples being 50 States Marathon Club, which you're going for.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, I haven't signed up for that officially because there's a cost. I don't need to spend more money.
Really?
Yeah, because they'll send you a plaque and all that stuff, and then there's membership dues. And
destination races, you got 2 of those coming, or you're one of the 50 states getting checked off potentially, hopefully.
Next month.
All things go well, and a destination race. That would be a destination race.
Yep.
That's pretty much all of yours right now are destination and checking off a list or checking off a state.
I did sign up for Bayshore because it's my favorite, but
yeah.
if things are bad,
Yeah.
But we're going to go up there anyway.
Yeah,
way.
the 3 more states are more important after Alaska.
It is, but man, going up to Bayshore and watching everybody else, I was pretty
I remember.
dang
Last year.
grumpy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Got to shift that mindset.
Yeah.
Racecations, which again ties on. Others run the same 5-mile loop, that kind of a thing on Tuesdays for 10 years. I can think of this with like Wednesday night groups. We ran the same 7-mile loop for years. And it's funny because this says they know every hill, tree, dog, coffee shop, poop stop, that kind of a thing. And for us, it was you ran to the bridge and then you raced back from the bridge. So you'd run to the bridge, cross it, Ron would walk it, and
yeah, he's got rules.
It was a race back. Yeah. And it was a blast, but we did that for years.
It's funny because he's a creature of habit too, because when he doesn't like to run Butterworth because of the hills. So not that much hills. But I said, hey, this past week we need to change our route a little bit because it's slippery on that backside by that bathroom over there. And then I skip that part and I run through and we go to the trailhead basically, and you got to go up a hill a little bit. Mitch, that's a hill. Yes, it is, Ron, but we're going to avoid all that ice and you're not going to fall.
That's pretty important too. There are other running groups with similar challenge, with a similar challenge culture. Examples would be like Hash House Harriers, known as a drinking club.
Have you heard of them before?
With a running problem. No, but I've heard of drinking clubs with a running problem.
Yeah.
Not that one. Traditions, gear, and terminology. Then there's the 50 States Club, which we did mention, which you're trying to become a part of. Close. Run a marathon in every state, those kind of things. Wouldn't that be the 50 States Club?
I don't know. It's really loose because there's multiple groups that are like 50 States Club. There's an official 50 States Club, but Marathon Maniacs recognizes 50 states, the whole thing. So I don't need anything. For me, it's personal. I just want to be able to, I've been in every state and I've run a marathon in every state.
Yep. And then there's the big, I say the big one, but they're all different in their way, but the Abbott World Marathon Majors 6-star finishers. 6 races, 6 cities, 1 massive bucket list because it's the majors. It's all the big ones.
If you're starting now, it's 7.
Oh, that's right. Was it Tokyo or no?
No, Tokyo's already
Australia.
It's Australia. It's Sydney.
Yeah, that they added. Different groups for everybody out there. So yeah, what kind of runner are you? Are you the runner who wants to collect races, collect PRs, run with friends every Tuesday? It's funny because I think that those first 3
can all go with
is how a lot of runners start. Collecting races because it's the excitement of those first ones. You collect PRs because you're just getting into running, and run with friends every Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day it is. Like those are big, or a different one every day. Yeah. Those are big every single time. Or just show up for a coffee after another big one.
Or a beer.
Or a beer or whatever. Yeah. Ice cream.
Oh, we did that too. That was the best.
Yeah. And it says, because the truth is, running isn't just a sport, it's a culture. And the more and more you're in it, you realize it is a culture that is true. And I would add that there are different cultures within that larger umbrella.
Yeah, it makes it sound like, Marathon Maniacs sounds very just not personal. But a lot of maniacs are in these other groups.
Yeah.
They do it because of the challenge. And it is a way to get to know other people. So, I would never be down on that. I'm not into it as much as I was at one time.
Yeah, and I think it's, like you said, different times of life where you're at. I mean, in your prime and you have time, that's great. Pursue it.
Yeah, because I've actually done the Marathon Maniac races where they had the reunions, and I've done that a couple times.
That's cool.
And it is fun because one of them was Route 66. Brian and I both went, and they had like a maniac corner where you had to show your pass to get in there, and it was just all like tons. And they had food and all this different stuff. So it was a cool way to connect.
Yeah. I mean, it is, camaraderie is a big thing, and that's kind of what groups do. So let us know in the comments, what kind of running group do you belong to or do you want to belong to? Are you chasing marathons or friendships, or it could be both? But with that is going to wrap up this week's episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know.
Until then, happy running.